Hello, I'm Victoria. I'm going to be your therapist for today.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you know before we start that I really want us to have an open relationship and I want us to create a bond so that you can feel comfortable telling me things and I'll tell you some things about my life. And I just want us to have a nice, open, caring relationship.
Okay, awesome.
So what's your name?
I'm Danielle.
All right, is there anything you want to talk about today?
Yeah, actually, I'm having a lot of trouble telling my parents that I want to go to college. So I'm a junior now, and all of my friends, they're applying to colleges or looking at colleges, and they're really excited about that, and their family's super supportive. But I guess I don't have as much money as my friends do, and my parents just don't see it necessary for me to go to college. They didn't go to college. My two older siblings, who are both under 27, have kids and are married by now. And I just feel like really trapped in that. Like that's not the life that I want to have. I feel like that's the life that they're kind of making for me. And I have other aspirations other than that.
Well, I'm happy to see that you know who you are and kind of what you want from your life. That's a really good thing. But what are your parents' thoughts about college in general? Do they have an idea of it?
They just don't think it's necessary. They think that, that's like the rich man's thing to do. Like you can make your way in life. Besides that, they basically think it's a waste of money. They don't understand why I need to, have an education. I can just, I should just stay at home and let my husband kind of do that. And I mean, I'm only 17. Like, I don't want a husband right now. I don't want kids. That's just not my life. And I feel kind of confined to that, like, stereotype within my family that, you graduate high school, you get your degree, and then you go find the person that you're supposed to be with, you marry them, and then you die. And, like, it's just not what I want.
So what would your ideal situation be if you were to move forward and go to college and there was no obstacles of money or your parents?
Okay. I really want to go to nursing school. I want to work in pediatrics. So I love kids. I just don't necessarily want them right now. I want to be able to educate myself. Maybe in the future after I save up, I might want to be like a nurse anesthetist, like working underneath doctors. Like that, the medical field's always really been a lot of, it's very interesting to me. And that's totally not like what my parents do. They don't eat healthy, they don't exercise, and that's really what I like to do.
That's great, and I'm happy you know all that.
Mm-hmm.
What are your friends doing right now? Are they making you feel isolated, or how does that?
I don't think they're making me feel isolated, but like I personally feel isolated because they don't have to worry about their college funds. Everything's getting paid for by their parents, which is awesome, but I'm just not in that situation, and their parents are, going on trips with them and talking to them about what they're interested in and just being really supportive from the beginning. I mean, I don't even know what colleges I want to look at. I don't even know how to go about that because I don't think my family can afford it. And I don't even know how to apply to college. Like, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm just like, that makes me very nervous that I just have no clue of what I can do.
Right. I think that aside from anything else, you have to know it's your life and you do have the freedom to make these decisions. But I want to know what you think your biggest obstacle is.
I think I have two.
It's okay.
One is definitely the money aspect. I mean, there's no college fund for me. I mean, I've got a couple thousand saved up just from, working here and there, babysitting. So I've really just kept that to myself. But as far as providing financially for me, I haven't really discussed that with my parents. Like, I'm just afraid that they just don't want that, so they're not going to be supportive of me. And then in addition to money, just like my parents in general, it's not something we've ever talked about. They don't seem very excited about the idea of me even pursuing like higher education. That's something I don't want to have that conversation with them.
I think it's important for you to know that there are other options for you. It's not just what you see in your friends that you need to have a college fund in order to go to college. There's plenty of opportunities for you to get scholarships. You seem like you're hardworking and really dedicated for this. So there are scholarships and financial aid, and there are other ways for you to get yourself in college. There's community college. So I think it's important that you look into that, and I think that would be really beneficial to you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any anxiety you've been feeling from this?
Definitely just because I don't feel like I'm in control. Like, I just feel like none of this is on me. Like, I want to do all these things, but yet I'm being, like, put in this box of this is what you need to do. And all of my friends are off, you know, in their own little boxes, having fun and being supported in what they want to do, and I'm just kind of here alone, like, fending for myself, and I don't know what to do.
Well, to counteract your anxiety, what are some of your strengths that would really help you in going forth into college?
Well, I'm really, like, involved at school. Like, I'm in a lot of clubs, and I do a lot of community service, like, around my town. I have a really high GPA, and I'm in, like, the top, I think, 15% of my class. So
Great.
I think that's good.
That's really great. That's seeing that you have all these qualities.
Mm-hmm.
It's important that you know that regardless of your parents going to college or if your siblings went to college, that doesn't mean you can. Just because your family might have done something or they give you this idea that, you know, that's not what you're supposed to do, that doesn't mean it's true necessarily. I remember, you know, when I was going to college, it was really stressful and scary because I've always lived at home with my parents and I didn't know if I'd be able to make the adjustment of living on my own. And it's really something that I think if you're ready for and you think you can do it, you should definitely try and do that. And you seem like you have the right mentality and the right thought process in order to do that. And you have a lot of strengths built up, so that's definitely positive. Have you ever considered talking to your parents about this?
I have considered it. I'm kind of scared because I just feel like they're the one, like, running the show right now. But I definitely think that if I really sat down and talked to them, maybe I could explain how I'm feeling and, like, why it's important for me to go to college. Because, I mean, maybe they've never thought about it, so maybe they just think, oh, you know, she just thinks just like her older siblings. So maybe this is just out of the blue and it's not something that she's, like, thought of for a long time.
Your parents might not realize how important it is for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely important to build that relationship with them and show them that you're your own person. You know, you're not like your other siblings. You might be different and you might have your own ideas of what's important and what's not. So I would definitely try to talk to your parents and just show them, you know, maybe talk to your friends and try to find some people you can really talk to and show them how important it is for you and what you would get out of it and why you might be different from your siblings and why it makes you feel empowered.
Okay, that would make me feel good. Do you have any, like, suggestions as, like, who else I could talk to?
I would definitely recommend, I'm sure at your school you have guidance counselors who help with the college process. I would definitely recommend going to one of your school guidance counselors, and they'll probably help you set up a list of places you can go, and they'll tell you about all your scholarship opportunities and all the financial aid opportunities. And I think once you maybe talk to your friends or your friends' families or people you really feel comfortable talking to, you can kind of create a list of all the reasons college is important to you and then go forward to show your parents. Do you think that's something you could do?
Yeah, definitely. I know my friends are well off, but maybe they could, you know, while we're watching movies or things, we could all, like, get a computer and look up, you know, different schools I'm interested in, things that would be affordable for me, or they could even, like, help me maybe write my essays for scholarships and stuff like that.
Do you have a good group of friends that you feel comfortable talking to?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel I don't know, alone in this aspect of it, but overall they're, like, very supportive. So I think if I did, I've kind of been pretty shy about this because they're all so excited and this is just something that I'm, like, struggling with. So, but I think if I brought it up to them that they'd be like, oh yeah, sure, like, we have this all figured out, but now that we have all that figured out, because our parents are helping them, you know, maybe they could help me with, like, some resources that they have.
Well, overall, I'm really happy to see that you know really what you want out of this whole college experience, and I think that's a really good thing for you. And I think the main thing you should get out of this is just to know that you're your own person and that you have the power to, you know, change your life. And really, there are a lot of obstacles you're facing right now, but I think that you have the power to change them and you have the power to do really whatever you want. So as long as you can find the right people and really put in the work necessary, you can definitely make this a possibility for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll see you next time.
Okay, awesome.